Good morning. We discussed yesterday the Korech. Now, next part is the Shulchan Aruch, where we have the festive Seudah, which we have every Chag. We have a mitzvah to have a Seudah at night. And then the different customs with regards to when the egg is eaten, if it's eaten at all. As we said last week, the idea of the egg is Zecher LeKorban Hagigah, to remind us of the Korban Hagigah in temple times. Aside from the Korban Pesach, which is unique to Pesach, every festival there would also be another sacrifice brought, and we remember that by having an egg. Now, after this, we have the Afikomin. There are different ways how to pronounce this word. Some say Afikoman, some say Afikomen. Our Syrian custom is Afikomin. And the Afikomin is the last food a person eats that night. What's the function of the Afikomin? This is the part of the Seder called Safun. Safun means wrapped up, because the Afikomin was wrapped up at Yahat's time. It was put aside till the end of the meal. Why do we have the Afikomin? We have it as Zecher LeKorban Pesach. Because we no longer have the Korban Pesach and all the festivity together with it, we take a piece of matzah to remind ourselves of the Korban Pesach, which was eaten in the times of the Bet HaMikdash. So that's why we take the matzah. Now, this is the third or fourth kazait of matzah a person is having during the night. Because, as we explained, the Baal HaBayit has 2 kazait at Motzi Matzah, is another one at Korech, and this is going to be the 4th one. Whereas for everyone else, they have 1 at Motzi Matzah, 1 at Korech, and a further one at Afikomin to remember the Korban Pesach. Some write that you should have 2 kazait at Afikomin. Why? 1 to remind us of the Korban Pesach, and another one to remind us of the matzah which was eaten together with the Korban Pesach. This isn't required. Some do so. It's a nice humrah to keep, but meikar hadin, strictly speaking, a person fulfills all the mitzvot of the night by having 3 kazaits, 1 at Motzi Matzah, 1 at Korech, 1 at Safun with Afikomin, and then the Baal HaBayit has an extra and a 4th one at Motzi Matzah. Now, the reason why the Afikomin is eaten right at the end, we actually say Zecher LeKorban Pesach hane'echal ala sava. It has to be eaten on a full stomach. The reason it was eaten on a full stomach is different reasons given in the Rishonim. One reason given is because the Torah tells us that you weren't allowed to break a bone in the Korban Pesach. Torah Parashat Bo, we read on the first day of Pesach, you're not allowed to break a bone in the Korban Pesach. And so, to ensure that people wouldn't be hungry and overeat the Korban Pesach and end up sucking the bones and eating the bones, etc., this is why the Korban Pesach was eaten at the end like this. It would be eaten on a full stomach, and people wouldn't be so hungry that they would end up devouring the lamb, eating the bones, which wasn't allowed. And so to remember that, we also have it at the end of the meal. Another reason given is to show that you're eating it for the purpose of the mitzvah, not eating it just for enjoyment. And this is why it was eaten at the end, after you've already had your meal, to show you're doing it for the purpose of the mitzvah of Korban Pesach or the mitzvah of Afikomin. Now, there's a debate in the Gemara by what time does the person need to have the Korban Pesach? In temple times, when did you have to eat the Korban Pesach by? You have to eat it in the night of Pesach. So that's from nightfall. But until when? One opinion was that you have to eat it by dawn, by the next morning, you have the whole night. The other opinion was you have to eat it by Hatzot. Now, amongst the Rishonim themselves, there was a debate who the halakha follows. The Shulchan Aruch rules very clearly that we follow the opinion that it has to be eaten before Hatzot. And this is why, really, a person should ensure that they get up to the Afikomin part of the Seder, up to Safun, by Hatzot. In London, that's just about 5 minutes after 1 a.m. And a person should try to do so. There are all kinds of leniencies. People say that many poskim write that if you're involved in mitzvot the whole night, you don't have to rush in order to get there. And there is truth to that. There are such opinions. But a person shouldn't waste the time and just delay doing the mitzvah. There's plenty chance to say Divrei Torah after Afikomin. One doesn't have to say all the Divrei Torah and all the discussions at Haggadah. One can say that later on after eating Afikomin. A person should really try to, for the entire family, for the participants, to get up to the Tzafun, to get up to the Afikomin by Hatzot Halayla, which is the main halakha. If a person missed it, then of course they have the whole night until the morning to eat so. But in the first instance, one should be eating the Afikomin before Hatzot. What's this word Afikomin? Where does it come from? So it's actually the Greek word for dessert. And then there are various ideas on this word Afikomin, later explained. Afikomin can mean Afikomine. In Aramaic, this means to take away all other foods. And the idea being is this is the same idea that after the Afikomin, you're not allowed to eat. The only thing you're allowed to drink really is the third and the fourth cup of wine. Right, one is allowed to have water or even a tea, but one shouldn't be having any other desserts, at the end of a meal, chocolates, etc., or other beverages. Once one has had the Afikomin, the only thing they're not allowed to eat anything. The only thing they're allowed to drink are the cups of wine and water or any other very plain drinks. Finally, this mitzvah is eaten reclining, because again it reminds us of the Korban Pesach, which is, as we've explained, a happy mitzvah, and thus it's done bahasava, like reclining. Have a wonderful day.